Have you ever thought about what happens when the traditional financial world goes to sleep? Like, it's 3:00 a.m. in New York, right? The opening bell is hours away.
Oh yeah, the trading floors are just completely dark.
Exactly. Traditional brokers are fast asleep. But did you know that right now, while they sleep, billions of dollars of U.S. equities, commodities, and treasuries are trading hands on blockchains in milliseconds?
It's honestly mind-bending when you really think about it.
It really is. I mean, no clearinghouses, no waiting for the sun to come up, just instantaneous global settlement.
Right, and it shows we're witnessing the fracturing of that old 9-to-5 financial paradigm. The idea that global finance only operates within these neat, regulated hours is, well, it's quickly becoming obsolete.
It totally is.
Oh.
And that brings us to the core of our deep dive today. We are looking into a crypto project called Ondo Finance, which is sitting right on the fault line of this massive shift.
Yeah, if you've been paying any attention to decentralized finance or DeFi, you know they are huge right now.
Huge. They've captured over $3 billion in total value locked, or TVL. So that means billions of actual dollars have been deposited into their smart contracts, and they've partnered with absolute Wall Street titans. We're talking BlackRock, JP Morgan, you name it.
Yeah, the institutional validation they've secured is just unprecedented for a native crypto project. I mean, it's wild.
But, and this is the core tension we really need to get into, if you actually hold their native token, the ONEO token, you're probably incredibly frustrated right now.
Oh, for sure. It's battling massive, massive downward price pressure.
Right. While the platform itself is seeing explosive growth, the token is struggling under the weight of a staggering 1.94 billion token unlock. So to figure out what's really going on, we're bringing together a whole stack of recent market analysis, technical updates, and expert price predictions.
Because we really need to ask, is this the future of global finance, or is it just, another tokenomics trap?
Exactly. Our mission for this deep dive is to cut through the crypto hype. We want to understand how traditional finance is physically migrating to the blockchain and what that actually means for the ONEO token. We know you are trying to separate institutional reality from the noise, just like we are.
Yeah, you really have to look at the mechanisms driving both the adoption and the token's price action to make any sense of it.
Okay, let's unpack this. I want to start by establishing why this token is suddenly dominating the headlines today, May 22, 2026.
Right, the recent price action.
Yeah, and had this sudden, violent 15% price rally, pushing up to around 46 cents. And the catalyst didn't come from New York or London. It actually came from regulators in China.
Specifically, China's Securities Regulatory Commission, the CSRC. They just initiated this really severe regulatory crackdown on offshore brokers.
Like Tiger Brokers, right?
Exactly. Firms like Tiger Brokers are facing massive penalties now for offering mainland Chinese clients unauthorized access to overseas equity markets.
So millions of traders who rely on these brokers to get exposure to the U.S. stock market just had their accounts completely frozen. I mean, it's basically like the regulators walked up and boarded off the front door of the bank.
That's a great way to put it. But almost immediately, those users discovered there's a perfectly legal, lightning-fast digital side door right around the corner.
And that side door is real-world assets on the blockchain.
Yes. When the CSRC choked off traditional access, it created a massive vacuum. There was this urgent demand for compliant on-chain alternatives so people could still get U.S. asset exposure.
And Ondo's uniquely positioned there, right? Because they act as this primary liquid proxy for tokenized yield and U.S. Treasury exposure for regions dealing with strict capital controls.
Exactly. If you're facing capital controls, you still want the safety and yield of a U.S. Treasury, but you can't use your offshore broker anymore, so you buy a tokenized version on a blockchain.
It just lives in your Web3 wallet.
Right. It pays the same yield, but without the traditional brokerage account. And that demand surge explains the sudden 15% rally.
But wait, if we connect this to the bigger picture, this isn't just about retail day traders finding a workaround, is it?
No, not at all. If we connect this to the bigger picture, the underlying technology, the blockchain settlement rails, is actively being adopted by Wall Street itself.
Wow.
Yeah, just this month, there was the completion of this monumental cross-border pilot program. It involved Ondo Finance, JP Morgan's Kinexys platform, MasterCard, and Ripple.
That is a crazy lineup of companies.
Right. And they successfully settled tokenized U.S. Treasuries across borders in under 5 seconds.
Wait, under 5 seconds. Let's just pause on the mechanics of that for a second.
Yeah.
Because if you do a traditional cross-border settlement, that usually takes what, like 2 to 3 business days.
Oh, easily, sometimes more. You have all these correspondent banks, Nostro and Vostro accounts, multiple ledgers.
And everyone has to reconcile with each other and take a fee at every step.
Exactly. The legacy system relies on sequential messaging. Bank A messages Bank B, which messages Bank C. But what this blockchain pilot proved is that atomic settlement works at an institutional scale.
Meaning the transfer of the asset and the payment happen at the exact same time.
Simultaneously, in the exact same transaction on a shared ledger. If one side fails, the whole thing fails. It just completely eliminates settlement risk.
Which obviously explains why JP Morgan and BlackRock are so interested.
Yeah.
You don't get those guys to use your tech unless it's bulletproof and saves them money.
Yeah, for sure.
And that leads us perfectly into how Ondo is actually building this out.
Yeah.
Because they just held the sold-out Ondo Summit 2026 in New York City, and the scale of their infrastructure is getting pretty wild.
Yeah, the numbers from that summit were staggering.
Their primary platform, Ondo Global Markets, crossed $1 billion in TVL within 8 months of launch. They hold over 70% of the tokenized equity market share.
That market dominance is huge, but their product expansions are what really show you their strategy, like the launch of Ondo Perp.
Oh, the perpetual futures on U.S. stocks. So instead of just buying a tokenized share of, say, Apple and holding it, non-U.S. users can now trade 2047 perpetual futures on these stocks with up to 20x leverage.
Right, and a perpetual future, for those who might not trade them, is a complex derivative. It never expires, unlike traditional futures. It uses a funding rate to stay pegged to the underlying asset.
And normally you only see that high leverage stuff in crypto, like with Bitcoin.
Exactly. Ondo is hooking that high-octane crypto trading mechanism directly up to traditional U.S. equities.
That is wild. And they also announced the Ondo Global Listing Initiative, right?
Yes. Tokenizing traditional IPOs on day one.
So the minute a company hits the NASDAQ queue, investors globally can access it on Ethereum, Solana, or BNB chain. Plus, they integrated with MetaMask. You can hold over 200 tokenized assets, Tesla, Apple, the U.S. oil fund, directly in your Web3 wallet.
Completely bypassing traditional brokers.
Okay, wait, so I have to push back here.
Yeah.
They're essentially trying to bypass traditional brokers entirely, become like a global NASDAQ inside your crypto wallet?
Yeah.
How is the SEC okay with this? I feel like they'd issue a cease and desist by lunchtime.
Well, that is the million-dollar question in DeFi, right? But analysts point to Ondo's compliance mode. They aren't hiding. They actually filed a confidential registration statement with the SEC to become the very first issuer of transferable tokenized stocks under full reporting rules.
Oh, wow. So they are running toward the regulation.
They have to, and they just acquired an EU regulatory passporting right, which covers 30 countries and 500 million investors. They are building a legal fortress so institutions feel safe using them. Also, they've been pushing these open source code base updates in Rust for the Solana network.
Oh, the JIT mints, right?
Yeah, simulating just-in-time, or JIT mints for tokenized stocks.
Because usually, if you want to sell a tokenized Tesla share, you have to buy the real share, lock it up, mint the token, and let it sit there waiting for a buyer, which ties up massive amounts of capital.
Exactly. But JIT minting means the tokenized asset doesn't actually exist until the exact microsecond a trader clicks buy. It verifies the collateral and mints it on demand.
That is incredibly efficient. But here's where it gets really interesting. If the tech is this flawless and adoption is skyrocketing, you'd think the token price would be doing amazing.
You really would.
But there is a massive disconnect. Despite the TVL booming, Ondo is trading far below its $2.14 all-time high. It's just hovering around 38 to 42 cents.
Right. And what's fascinating here is the structural supply-side dynamics. We have to talk about the massive token unlock from January 18th, 2026.
The flood.
The flood. 1.94 billion ONNDO tokens flooded the open market.
I mean, just doing the math, that single event increased the circulating supply by roughly 130%. It instantly diluted the value.
Exactly. It was a scheduled vesting release for early investors and ecosystem incentives, and it was valued at over $730 million. So when all that hit the market...
It's like a wildly successful tech startup deciding to just print and give away millions of new company shares overnight. The company itself is doing great, the pie is getting bigger, but your specific slice just got sliced in half.
That's a perfect analogy. And social media sentiment, like from analysts like at the chart artist, they warn of this bearish divergence.
Where the fundamental news is great, But the price won't budge.
Right, because the overwhelming sell pressure from those unlocked tokens just absorbs all the buying demand.
But even with that dilution, shouldn't the platform's revenue help lift the price?
Well, that's the thing. There's a utility gap. Currently, Ondo is strictly a governance token.
Wait, meaning it's basically just a voting ticket?
Yes. It doesn't legally capture the revenue generated by the billions of dollars flowing through the platform.
Oh man, so the platform makes money, but token holders don't get a cut because of SEC fears.
Exactly. If it paid a dividend, it'd be classed as a security. So that keeps the price suppressed no matter how much volume Ondo Global Markets does.
This raises an important question then. What happens if token holders actually do get a cut of the profit someday?
Well, that's what the industry is fighting for right now. There's a potential regulatory framework shift being discussed called the Clarity Act.
Okay, I've heard of this.
Yeah, if it passes, it could allow protocols to distribute revenue to token holders without triggering those strict securities laws.
So they could turn on the fee switch.
Precisely. If Ondo activates a fee switch, it fundamentally transforms the token from a voting ticket into an actual yield-generating asset.
And that would change everything.
Yeah.
And honestly, it seems like some people are betting on that happening. I was looking at the whale activity, and despite that massive token unlock, whale wallets holding 1 to 10 million ONDO, they scooped up 38.67 million tokens just in May.
Wow, they're seriously accumulating.
Yeah, fighting the dilution. And MEXC Exchange even launched a $1 million trading carnival to promote Ondo's tokenized stocks with zero fees. They are really pushing for retail adoption.
They definitely are. And this leads to some highly debated price predictions. We're basically seeing three camps right now.
Let's hear them. Start with the bear case.
So the bear case puts the token at around 25 to 50 cents in 2026.
Ouch, okay.
Yeah, that happens if the unlock pressure continues to stifle growth and if overall market liquidity stays low and the Clarity Act stalls. If they can't turn on that fee switch, the token stays suppressed.
Makes sense. What about the base case?
Base case is looking at 60 cents to $1.20. That assumes tokenized treasuries, like their USDY and OUSG tokens, just continue their steady institutional climb. The narrative around a future fee switch keeps the momentum going.
Okay, but what about the big one? The 2030 bull case.
The $10 target.
Right. Now, at current supply, a $10 token would require a roughly $100 billion market cap. That would put it on par with traditional fintech giants like Square or Block. So is a $100 billion valuation pure crypto fantasy, or is it actually a logical conclusion?
I mean, $10 is unlikely this decade without an extreme rotation of institutional capital. But a slow, steady climb to that kind of valuation, it's realistic if you consider the total addressable market. Projections say tokenized assets could hit a $16 trillion market size by 2030.
16 trillion. Wow.
Yeah, so capturing even a fraction of that justifies a massive market cap. And the institutional wheels are already in motion. I mean, the DTCC Consortium live trades begin in July 2026.
Oh, right, the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation. When they start routing live institutional trades through these blockchains, the game totally changes.
Exactly. It becomes core financial plumbing.
So what does this all mean? If we step back, Ondo Finance is currently in this fascinating tug of war. On one side, you have virtually flawless institutional execution, confidential SEC filings, and actual Wall Street adoption.
Right. The tech and the partnerships are incredible.
But on the other side, you have the harsh gravity of crypto tokenomics.
Yeah.
Massive supply dilution and a token that can't legally pay out dividends yet.
It's the ultimate test of patience for investors.
Really is. Which leaves us with a final lingering question for you to ponder on your own. If platforms like Ondo successfully tokenize every major global asset, meaning equities, commodities, and bonds, can trade 247 on decentralized blockchains with instant atomic settlement, will traditional stock exchanges like the NYSE or the NASDAQ even need to exist a decade from now? Or will they simply become obsolete back-end servers for our crypto wallets?
I mean, that is the ultimate question, isn't it?
It's definitely something to think about. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the sources today. We hope this helped you cut through the noise. Keep exploring, and we'll catch you next time.